Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to check the Eachine Novice 1 ready to fly micro brushless quadcopter kit. In this video I'm going to quickly go over the items that you get inside this bag, show you some flight footage and try to help decide whether as a beginner you should get it or not. First of all, the Novice 1 is available in two versions. The only difference between the versions is the number of batteries that you get inside the kit. I've got the Fly Mode version that comes with 10 batteries, and the ready-to-fly version that costs $20 less comes with only 2 batteries. Now let's go over the items that you're getting inside this high-quality carrying case, which by the way is available on its own and costs $14. So first of all, inside the bag you can find a remote controller, the Eachine VR005 FPV goggles, the quadcopter, which is of course pre-assembled and ready to fly, a head strap for the VR005 goggles, a 6-way battery charger. Since this is the Fly Mode version, inside you can find 10 Eachine branded 300 mAh 1S LIHV batteries. In addition, you're getting a shoulder strap for the carrying case, the user manual, simple linear antennas with RPSMA connectors for the VR005 goggles, and a USB to micro USB cable for charging their internal battery, 2 double-coated tissue tapes, and a bag with a screwdriver, a propeller extractor tool, 4 Gemfan 3-bladed 1635 propellers, a PH2 plug that will enable you to use a single battery for flying the quadcopter on 1S, and some foam pads for securing the batteries. Here is a quick rundown of the quadcopter's components. As you can see, it pretty much looks like a Mobula 7, and that's because it's using a Mobula 7 frame, and I'm pretty sure that the whole quadcopter is manufactured by Happy Model and rebranded by Eachine. In addition to the Mobula 7 frame, this quadcopter is using 1102 13,500 kV motors, which can handle up to 2S Lipo batteries, Gemfan 3-bladed 1635 propellers. On the center of the quadcopter, you can find a customized version of the CrazyBee F4 flight controller. It came pre-flashed with Betaflight 4.04. It features an integrated SPI-RX FRSky receiver, which supports both D8 and D16 protocols, and features a built-in 4-in-1 BLLAS 5A ESC. In addition, mounted inside this pretty durable canopy, you can find the Runcam Nano 2, which is connected to a 40 channels VTX that supports Smartaudio and has a selectable output strength of 25, 100 and 200 mW. The weight of the Eachine Novice 1 is 32.5 grams. Including a single battery and the PH2 plug, it weighs 40.5 grams. And including 2 batteries, it weighs 48.2 grams. The batteries are connected in series using 2 PH2 connectors. So as you can see, if I'm going to plug only a single battery, it's not going to power up the quadcopter. So in case you would like to fly it using a single battery, which I don't really recommend, you'll need to use this plug. And as you can see, now the quadcopter was powered up. After installing 2 batteries inside the battery bay, you can see that they are not well secured. So it's highly recommended to use this included foam. After sticking it to the bottom of the battery bay without blocking the micro USB port, it's going to dramatically reduce the chance of the batteries falling in the middle of the flight. Now let's briefly discuss the other items that you're getting inside the kit, the remote controller, the charger, and the VR005 FPV goggles. As for the remote controller, it uses FRSky D8 protocol, supports 8 channels, and comes pre-bound to the receiver of the quadcopter. It is actually a rebranded version of the Hobby Porter WT8 remote controller, which I've previously reviewed, so if you'd like, you can check out my review over here. The remote controller is pretty easy to operate, and its biggest downside is that its gimbals are not very precise, and later in this video I'm going to discuss it. Moving on to the FPV goggles, the Eachine VR005 are very basic, and just to give you a proportion, on their own they cost $30. These goggles features a built-in battery that should last you for a couple of hours, and over here you can find a micro USB port for charging it. In addition, they are using a single 2.7-inch low-resolution screen, support auto search, and feature a built-in dual antenna 5.8 GHz 48 channels receiver. Overall, these goggles are very cheap and feel cheap. They won't provide you with the greatest FPV experience, but on the other side, they are very light and portable, and I think that as a part of the set, they are quite alright, and of course later on, you are very likely to change them for better goggles. As for the included charger, it can charge up to 6 batteries simultaneously. It can charge both LiPo and LIHV batteries, and make sure that when charging the included batteries, it is set to LIHV. In addition, you can adjust the charging current between 0.2 and 0.6 amperes, and I highly recommend that when charging the included batteries to set it to 0.2 amperes. On its top side, you can find a DC in plug, an XT60 battery connector, and a USB port that will enable you to charge your mobile devices on the go, including the built-in battery of the VR005 goggles. The working voltage of the charger is between 7 to 25 volts, so you can power it up directly with up to 6S batteries. After plugging the battery, you're going to see an indication of the state of each connected cell, and also the voltage of the connected battery. After connecting the battery, the LED next to it is going to turn solid while it's being charged, and after the charging procedure is going to be completed, it's going to flash in this manner. Configuring the quadcopter is done using Betaflight, so you have to connect a USB to micro USB connector to the bottom of the quadcopter, then hit connect. As you can see, now the receiver is working and everything works properly, so you have to make sure that throttle is throttle, yaw is yaw, pitch is pitch, and roll is roll. In addition, all the other auxiliary channels are already predefined, so for example over here you can find auxiliary 2, which is a 3-position switch. On the left side you can find auxiliary 1, which is a 3-position switch as well, and you can see that auxiliary 3 and auxiliary 4 are 2-position switches. Next you need to define the flight modes, so head over to the mode section. For example, I defined the arm switch as auxiliary 1, so after pressing it, the quadcopter is going to be armed. Also recommend to configure the angle mode, air mode, and also a flip over after crash mode, which is going to enable you to flip over a quadcopter after a crash. In addition, these are the default OSD elements, and if you'd like, you can change them as well by dragging the elements around. Now in case you changed any of the settings and you would like to revert to the default ones, I'm going to include a dump file that was going to help you to do it. So in case you would like to revert to the default settings, head over to the CLI, select load from file, then load the file that I'm going to include in the description of this video, hit execute, type save, and press enter, and then the settings are going to be restored. In order to configure the frequency and the output strength of the VTX, you can use this button over here. However, the easiest way to configure it is using Smartaudio. In order to access the Smartaudio menu on Betaflight OSD, put the throttle at the center, yaw to the left, pitch to the top, and then over here navigate to Features, then VTX SA, which stands for Smartaudio, and then over here using the roll and pitch stick, you can choose the channel and also the output strength of the VTX. When it's set to 25 mW, it's going to be set to 25 mW, on 200 it's going to be set to 100 mW, and on 500 it's going to be set to 200 mW. Then when you're done configuring it, you can choose back again, and then save and exit. The next thing that I've done is to test the Novice-I using the included radio transmitter. Of course I could use any FrSky compatible transmitter, but I think that it was very important for me to test it using this remote controller, because otherwise it wouldn't be a proper review. First of all, in terms of flight time, you can expect about 1 minute and 20 seconds using a single battery, and about 2 minutes using 2 batteries. I don't really recommend using a single battery because the quadcopter is not going to be very powerful, and if you'd like to limit the throttle, I recommend using Betaflight in order to do it and still use 2 batteries instead of 1. Since the flight time is relatively short, I think that if you're debating which version to get, I recommend to go with the Fly More version. After testing it out, I can tell you that even though $150 is a great price for a set that contains a quadcopter, FPV goggles, 10 batteries, a charger, a remote controller, and even a case, I can't fully recommend it since the main problem is with the remote controller. Even for me, as a non-beginner pilot, it was very hard to control the quadcopter even after taming this remote controller, and I think that for someone that just finds his way in the FPV world, it will be very hard to control the quadcopter, and your flight experience probably is not going to be very successful. I really wish that Eachine would have partnered with Radiolink and include in the kit this type of quadcopter, even at the cost of adding another $20 to this kit, because this remote controller would have given you a much more precise control and would have been a much better option than this Hobby Porter rebranded WT8 remote controller. Having said that, I can tell you that the price of the remote controller is very low, so even without it, the whole kit will provide you with a good value for money. And what I suggest, if you already have it, is to get a different remote controller, such as the ReadyLink T8S, which I just showed you. It comes with a ready receiver, so you can simply add it to the Quadcopter, as you can find the relevant pads on the bottom of the board. Anyway, the built-in SPI-RX receiver won't let you go too far, and adding an external one will increase the range dramatically. In addition, if you got this for a family member, what I suggest is to use a different remote controller that you might already have, such as the Jumper T16, and then let them control the quadcopter using it, because again, using this remote controller would probably create a lot of frustration. I'm going to wrap up this video with some flight footage, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments section down below. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notifications bell if you're not already subscribed. See you on my next videos, and goodbye.
These skies have a different light, white noise that keeps me up at night. I can't help but think back to you. I wish that I could find a face that I would recognize. I replay the memory of you. It's been hard, you know I wanted to stay, caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling up to say I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's hard with you, but I'm coming home. Hold on to my embrace, this time I promise it won't break. I'm hoping that things haven't changed. Life took us far apart, but it never took away my heart. Have you been holding it safe? 'Cause it's been hard, you know I wanted to stay, caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling up to say I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's hard with you, but I'm coming home. I'm coming home. We'll stay up till morning and head out exploring, make up for months that we've missed. 'Cause the cold air is calling and my head's recalling the moment that I was convinced. We'll stay up till morning and head out exploring, make up for months that we've missed. 'Cause your lips are calling and my heart's recalling the way I could never resist. It's been so hard, but no, I wanted to stay, caught us off guard, but there was no other way. Did you wait? 'Cause I've been counting the days, and I'm calling up to say I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's hard with you, but I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. And I know that it's hard with you, but I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home. We'll stay up till morning and head out exploring, make up for months that we've missed. 'Cause the cold air is calling and my head's recalling the moment that I was convinced. We'll stay out till morning.